2. What's up? What's up? What's up? So we out here with Teaching Genius Podcast. I got my hostess with the mostest. All right, and I'm Raheem, dad, also motivational
Raheem
speaker.
Bush, right?
Yes, Raheem Bush, also motivational speaker. And today we got Scott Steward, a teacher at Genius Lab in Chicago.
Yeah.
Say what's up to the people, baby.
Peace, peace. What's going on? It's your man, Big Stu, Scott Steward, or Professor Steward, depending on how you know me. Glad to be here with y'all today.
All right. And we're going to get right into it. You ready for your first question?
Yeah. So my first question is, how long have you been a teacher at Genius Lab?
Unbelievable. Great question. So let me just first say, Genius Lab is a company that I own where I go into schools to teach.
Nice.
Right. Nice. And so to answer your question, I've been a teacher at Genius Lab for 8 years, the company that I own, but I've been a teacher, get this, for 21 years.
Wow. That is a lot. That is bigger than that is bigger. My teacher's only been a teacher for 9 years. That is even bigger.
I've been doing it, Egypt.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Give us a little insight as to what you provide to the kids when you come into the schools.
Yeah. So Egypt and Dad, I'm all about preparing young people for life after school.
Beautiful.
And so it's super important.
Like when they get a job?
Yeah. Well, actually, either with me, I'm going to prepare you to either get a job, but more importantly, I want to prepare you to create a job. Like you're doing with your books, right? So I'm all about teaching young people how to start that business and make it profitable. I'm all about and we have an entrepreneurship program. We have I want you to be smart with your money, right? So we have a financial literacy stock basic investing program.
Nice.
And then we have a mentoring program, like helping young people navigate some of the challenges in life. And that's our Lion Chasers program. So up until now, Egypt, and I know you got a question, I've been doing 6th grade through 12th grade, but starting next school year, Genius Lab will be doing pre-K through high school.
Could y'all just imagine how amazing your life would be if you had somebody that was teaching you entrepreneurship, financial literacy from the day that you start? Just think about that wealth gap and what happens with that. All right. Y'all see LeBron James on the court.
You know.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. So go ahead. Give me your second question.
So my second question is what is your favorite thing about your career? And you can give me 5.
No, don't do that. Just ask and then let them give you however many they want.
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of pressure.
How's that a lot of pressure? I just want to know.
Pressure makes diamonds.
That's
pressure makes diamonds. But you know what I like most? I like young people. I like the fearlessness of young people. That's one of my favorite things to hear young people. Say it again, G.
So you're saying like you like when you interact with your students?
I like when I interact with my students.
Okay.
But I also like the students' creativity. I like how young people think.
Nice.
I like how young people think because young people don't think like adults. Young people think off the wall. They think, let me use this term, they think kind of crazy. And I like that. I like that crazy, weird thinking. At least that's what us adults say.
Right.
But it's the thinking that, it's just forward. Super creative. Yeah.
The greatest story about that relates to that is like they say for the Thomas Edison company, the light bulbs, they used to have everybody that come in, he tell them, I want you to create a light bulb with no filament, with no metal. And guys would come in. You got 2 types of people who think inside the box and outside the box. So for years, he kept getting people that was inside the box. They got engineering degrees. They know what they've been taught. That's all they know how to do. And then one day, and they'll usually take about 90 days, and then they say they can't do it, right? And then one day a guy comes in and you get the halogen light out of that. You understand what I'm saying? That new way of thinking, like it's always a way around it. You know what I mean? But sometimes we need that new energy, that fearlessness, that, you know, me and you, we've been taught it can't be done.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing is with them, they don't know that they're wrong.
Hey, Egypt, Egypt, let me just say right now, and I know this is your show, but I don't even know your dad, right? But you have one of the greatest fathers in the history of fathers. I'm telling you.
It's gonna run on post.
I'm telling you that for real. For real.
Clapping. No, I'm
More of us
laughing at
need to
you.
be like your dad. And I'm so happy for you all, because you got the goods. You got the goods. You are in a great position, Egypt. You should be proud of yourself.
Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Go ahead. Give me your next question.
So my third question is, what is two things you would change if you were in charge of the educate system, of the education system?
You might like this one. One thing I would change is I wouldn't make kids go to school every day.
Yes, thank you. That's the first thank you.
No school every day. No school every day. And I think I want to make it where it's okay to talk during class. It's okay to get up and walk around and talk during class.
Yes.
I want to make those two changes right away in education.
Yeah.
You know, that's amazing, right? And I think that as out of the box as it sounds, it actually will help a lot of us, right? I went to private school for 6th to 7th grade, right? And one of the things that we used to do was, the guy who owned the school, we were probably 10 blocks, like a quarter mile from Brooklyn Botanical Gardens, right? He used to literally make us go from class, from the school, and walk winter, spring, summer, fall to Botanical Gardens, right? Now, he taught world history. So for most people, they hear world history and they like, right? I got so much out of those lessons because of that 10-minute walk. Like, you got to burn all this low energy off, because, you know, we didn't have the best gym classes.
Right.
And it was literally, I think it was like usually like the last class of the day. And it makes you, it opens your mind. He's like, no, I want you to breathe. No, he wanted to burn off some of that energy so you could listen.
Yeah. And it also reminds me, just like a classroom without borders, right? The world is your classroom.
Right.
There's so much to learn by just being outside Egypt and watching seeing the changes of the leaves and understanding why. And this, you live in a great city where you get to experience 4 seasons.
Right.
You know, that's phenomenal, man. And obviously it's had a deep impact on you, Dad. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Yeah, shout out to that teacher for that.
Yeah. I would love that, man. Shout out to Mr. Green. You know what I'm saying? We love you.
Love you, Mr. Green.
Yeah, we love you, Mr. Green. All right, go ahead.
Okay, so this is my second to last question. Second to last question. Okay, so it is, can you tell me 2 of your fondest memories while working with your students?
One happened to me today.
Beautiful.
Okay, yes.
We love a good, brand new, fresh story.
Brand new. Look, I'm about to tell you this story. So I'm working with some students at a school, and you might not be able to see it because it's white on white.
No, we got
okay. You. Yep, you can see it. Yeah. And it says I disappeared. It says Munry. Billionaire loading, right?
That's fire.
Right? Munry. And so I'm gonna tell you this story. First of all, there's two. The one story is the young lady who wrote this, who came up with this Munry.
Mm-hmm.
I was teaching a virtual class, and she misspelled money.
Mm.
And so she was a little embarrassed that she misspelled money. She spelled it Monry, Munry.
Right.
And so we learned to take our mistakes and learn from them. So now, just like Bobby Shmurda has shmoney, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you've just been introduced to this new term called Munry.
Nice.
Money hungry, right? Billionaire loading.
That's
So
fire.
we,
That's
we
fire.
turned it into a brand,
Right.
and that these students will be able to market this. So that's one. But the t-shirts, these t-shirts were delivered today by a 32-year-old woman who has her own business manufacturing and designing trinkets for businesses.
Nice.
And I met her when she was 14. She was a freshman in high school, and I was her business entrepreneurship teacher.
See that full circle moment?
See that? So 16 years later, right? 14, what is it? 14, 16 years later,
Right.
she's got her own business, and I get to do business with her. And now she gets to inspire the next generation. Come on, man.
Come on. Yeah, that's
That
fire.
is
That's
a
fire.
moment.
That's
That is a
fire.
moment.
So you like got to reconnect with her?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. It was phenomenal because I put something on Facebook like I'm looking for this some prizes to give away, but I need them tomorrow. It was like one day. I did this about a month ago, and she responded, and she's one of my students.
Nice.
And I remembered her. I remembered her in class. I remembered her first and last name. And we're talking, that was 15, 16 years ago.
Right. Just dropping them seeds off, not even getting to see, how they plant, how them trees grow. But then one day you come back down the block like, oh my God, I put this here?
Hey, look, Egypt, remember this. The seeds, you cannot eat the fruits of the seeds you plant today. You plant a seed today, you don't get to eat that fruit right away.
Yep.
So plant those seeds, and one day, like Pop said, you're coming back down the block, and there you just got a garden full of fruits and vegetables and flowers and honeybees hibernating. What do bees do? Bees are pollinating and doing what they do. So yeah, just keep it going.
I need a paper. I really need a paper. I need to write it down.
Dad,
write that down in your notes.
I got you.
Okay, so last question, the last of all, the most important question.
Let's go.
The most important question. Okay, what advice would you give to your younger self when you were a kid, when you were training to be a teacher at Genius Lab?
Wow. Listen is the advice. I would give myself the advice of listening. Not just listen, but listen and take heed to what I'm listening to. Like, listen to the adults in the room. You can learn from people's mistakes as well as you can learn from people's successes. So if I'm from, we used to diss people
Are you
who made
trying
mistakes.
to say you didn't really listen in class?
No, I wasn't listening to the guy who I thought was a bum. I didn't listen to that guy.
Listen to their mistakes.
I could learn from that person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
but you choose to listen to.
If I just listened more, Egypt. Right? I wanted to seem like I was smart. So I thought I always had to have the answer.
Oh.
And sometimes it's absolutely okay to say, you know what, I don't know the answer to this.
Right.
Oh, so I know now. So you're trying to say that you thought it was not okay to make mistakes. Like my teacher always said, it's okay to make mistakes. It's
okay not to know. It's okay not to know.
Yeah.
And with not knowing, if you ask the question, sometimes you're going to get the answer. And he also said, more importantly, even somebody doing it the wrong way could teach you to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Right? Because if he go down a one-way street and he crashes his car because the cars are coming toward him, right? You just learned from him, hey, you know what? If it say the cars go this way, the cars go this way.
That is true.
Yeah, that's facts. They always say, like, the second and third child, they get an easier road just because they get to learn from everything that the oldest and the ones before them did wrong. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then the parents think that they just mastered being parents because
no.
Because of that.
Right, because the third child got it and you didn't. Like,
no, that ain't why.
And they got to watch me make all the mistakes.
That's right.
2-3 years before they started.
Oh, so like you're watching their mistakes and you're learning from
Correct.
them.
That's right.
That's like when you're in class, when somebody makes a mistake, my teacher shares it out and I listen about
Right,
it
right.
and
There you
make sure
go.
I don't make that
There you go.
mistake.
Right. There you go.
Can I add one more piece of advice
Yes.
that I would tell my younger self?
Okay,
Yes.
yes. I said 2, so
Oh, okay. Well, here's the second one. It's okay to make mistakes.
Mm,
yes.
mm.
Oh my gosh. So like I have this one story. So there was like this guy in my class and he never listened to the teacher about his mistakes and somebody else's mistakes. So every time he sat back at his desk, he was like, I'm not gonna make that mistake. But he didn't even know what the mistake was. And then he made the mistake. And he didn't learn from it because he never listened
There you
about
go.
that mistake. And I never made that mistake because I listened and make sure I didn't make that mistake. So he kept on doing this. And then when the teacher, when there was one time where recess was about to start, he couldn't do it and he had to sit down and do homework. And he was saying, this is hard. I don't know what to do. And we had a whole math lesson about it. And
Right.
he wasn't listening.
Is that when he
was
got
just
his help? Because he
playing.
finally asked for help?
No, he kept on not asking for help.
Sounds like me, Egypt.
didn't
That's
want
like
it
sound
help.
like me.
He didn't want help. He just kept on
Oh.
trying and trying and trying. And he kept on crying about it. He was like, I just want to go out to recess. And then Miss Goldberg was like, maybe you should have listened. And he learned his lesson, but he didn't want to keep on. He did not listen.
He had a hard head.
Still,
Yeah.
he just wants to do it the hard way. And he just kept on not listening in class. He didn't care. And he kept on making the mistakes and getting his work shared out. And whenever he did that, you know what happened? He didn't listen. He just did not
Yeah,
listen.
that's crazy. That's
He
crazy.
did not want to listen. He just wanted to sit there and just do nothing.
Well, it sounds like you learned from his mistakes.
Yeah.
Yes, I really did.
There you go.
I was like,
There
no,
you
I'm
go.
gonna listen. I'm not gonna be the guy that's not listening in class. I'm gonna be the person that's always listening.
There you
I want to
go.
be the opposite.
You got it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So we're gonna wrap up this episode of
Yeah.
Teaching Genius Podcast. Coming up next is your mindful moment. All right. And I think I'm gonna steal Mr. Scott's amazing thought. We're gonna see. But keep tuning in. We appreciate you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for being on our podcast
Yes,
today.
thank you so much.
All right. Give them your Instagram, give them your handles,
Yes,
tell them
give
where
them
they can
their
find you.
Instagram.
All right,
Yes.
so we can promote Genius Labs properly.
Wait. So you have to give them your Instagram. You have to give the Genius Labs Instagram. You have to put the school in it too. Okay?
I love you, Egypt.
You have to put in the school Instagram, Facebook, whatever you're on right now.
Well, look, check this out. Check this out. So again, like I go into different schools here in Chicago.
Nice.
You can follow us. You can find us on Instagram at Genius Lab Chicago. Okay. But we just became an NYC DOE vendor.
So he coming to New York City.
NYC Department of Education. We are a New York City Department of Education vendor. We are at Genius Lab
Dad, we have to go
Chicago.
there right now.
Yep.
Go meet him in person.
And then and I will be in New York in August.
Nice.
Oh,
Coming to New York in August. You can find me on Instagram at Professor Stew, STEW, at Professor Stew, and at Genius Lab
Wait, excuse me,
Chicago.
I just have
Hold
to.
on.
Okay.
Go ahead. Now you can say. Go ahead. What you gonna
Okay,
say?
so I was gonna say, okay, remember this. Also put this in your notes if you can. I want you to remember that you have to go to a Success Academy at Springfield Gardens, and you'll see me at my school.
Right. So
Success
we got a
Academy.
campaign to have Genius Labs at Success Academy. All right. So y'all hear that, Success Academy?
Who's the principal
Success
over there?
What's your principal name?
I forgot. So I forgot. I don't really know her name. It's like Miss Ashley. Yeah. So her first name's Ashley, but I forgot her last name.
So Miss Ashley is our principal.
Yeah, Miss
Okay.
Ashley.
All right.
All right, so we're gonna get that done. We're gonna get that done.
I know it's Ashley. It's Miss Ashley, she's the principal. But if you want to know the person that owns the place, I forgot her name.
Her name is
That's all right.
Miss Moskowitz.
Miss
All right, so thank you
Moskowitz.
guys. That was another great episode of Teaching Genius
Podcast.
Podcast.
Mhm.
All right, we'll see you next week, guys.